WWE has more talent than they know what to do with, and I am furious that the same company that can book Roman Reigns vs Centimeter Punk perfectly is simultaneously destroying the careers of wrestlers who should be main event stars, from Drew McIntyre losing the WWE Championship before WrestleMania 42 in a panic booking change, to LA Knight getting over organically only to be jerked around with inconsistent pushes, to Jade Cargill being women's champion yet limited in her matches because creative doesn't trust her. WWE's 2026 creative failures prove that talent alone isn't enough when the writers have no idea how to use you. And here's what has me absolutely enraged: some of these wrestlers are more over than the people WWE is actually pushing, yet they are stuck in mid-card hell or worse because Triple H's creative team can't write storylines for more than 3 to 4 people at a time. If you think WWE's creative is better than it's ever been, or if you believe they are wasting talent, drop your take in the comments right now, because what I'm about to count down will show you why being talented in WWE means nothing if creative doesn't have a plan for you. Before we start the countdown, let me define what I mean by held back by dumb creative. I'm not talking about wrestlers who aren't over with fans, wrestlers who can't work in the ring, wrestlers who have attitude problems backstage. I'm talking about wrestlers fans want to see pushed, wrestlers with proven ability, wrestlers being misused despite their potential. These are 10 main roster WWE wrestlers held back by dumb creative. 10. Chelsea Green. Starting at 10, we have Chelsea Green, the most entertaining comedy wrestler on the roster who WWE refuses to take seriously. Chelsea Green is over, her social media game is top tier, she gets reactions, she can work in the ring. First trivia question for the comments: Chelsea Green is a former champion of which WWE Women's title, name the championship she held. But WWE has her stuck in a comedy role with no upward mobility. She teams with Piper Niven in tag matches, she gets squashed by top stars, she's comic relief. The problem: Chelsea could be a credible challenger for championships if WWE booked her seriously for even 2 months. Look at what Mickie James did in her later WWE run, comedy character who became champion because creative gave her a chance. Chelsea deserves the same opportunity instead. She's stuck making funny faces and taking losses. 9. Dragon Lee. At 9, we have Dragon Lee, one of the best luchadors in the world who got unmasked on regular TV in a throwaway match. Dragon Lee is incredible in the ring. He was WWE World Tag Team Champion with AJ Styles. He has a connection to Rey Mysterio's legacy. Second question: Dragon Lee was unmasked by which wrestler on the 2nd of March 2026 episode of Raw? Name the wrestler. But WWE had Gunther unmask him in a random singles match. Didn't build it as a major storyline moment. Wasted what should have been a huge angle. Disrespected Lucha Libre tradition for no reason. Now Dragon Lee is just another wrestler instead of the mysterious masked star he could have been. Creative fumbled a major opportunity. 8. Carmelo Hayes. At 8, we have Carmelo Hayes, the former NXT champion who's been invisible on the main roster. Carmelo Hayes is the United States champion. He's talented, he can cut promos, he can work. Third question: Carmelo Hayes won the NXT championship by defeating which wrestler? Name his opponent. But since moving to SmackDown, he's had minimal TV time. His feuds have no heat. He defends the US title on Main Event the C Show. He's treated like an afterthought. WWE brought him up too soon without a plan, now he's floundering. This is the same pattern that destroyed so many NXT call-ups. 7. Bianca Belair. At 7, we have Bianca Belair, yes, a former champion, but creative has no idea what to do with her in 2026. Bianca was pushed to the moon in 2021 to 2023. She main event WrestleMania. She was the star of the women's division. Fourth question: Bianca Belair main event WrestleMania against which opponent in the most memorable women's match of that era? Name her WrestleMania opponent. But in 2026, she's not in the women's championship picture. She's not in major storylines. She's wrestling random TV matches with no direction. Creative moved on to Jade Cargill and forgot about Bianca. This is criminal. Bianca is still in her prime. She should be feuding with Jade or Rhea for championships. Instead, she's treading water waiting for creative to remember she exists. 6. Jacob Fatu. At 6, we have Jacob Fatu, the most intimidating wrestler in WWE who's been on and off TV for months. Jacob Fatu should be destroying people. He's massive, he's agile, he's got the NOI family lineage. Fifth question: Jacob Fatu is part of which legendary wrestling family dynasty? Name the family. But WWE can't decide what to do with him. He attacked Jey Uso, maybe, never confirmed. He's had matches with Drew McIntyre. He disappears 4 weeks at a time. He has no clear direction. According to reports, Jacob Thatcher vs Drew McIntyre might happen at WrestleMania 42 if Drew loses the title. That's WWE's plan for one of their most physically imposing stars, a backup WrestleMania match. This is a waste of generational talent. 5. Liv Morgan. At 5, we have Liv Morgan, Women's World Champion, who creative books like a comedy heel. Liv Morgan finally got the championship push fans wanted. She's champion. She should be on top. 6th question. Liv Morgan is scheduled to defend the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 42, against which challenger? Name her WrestleMania opponent. But creative has her acting goofy instead of dangerous, losing non-title matches constantly, getting minimal TV time despite being champion, involved in comedy angles instead of serious feuds. Liv should be WWE's version of Toni Storm, the AEW champion who's presented as a star. Instead, she's a champion who feels secondary to everyone else. For Ilja Dragunov. At 4, we have Ilja Dragunov, the most intense wrestler in WWE who's doing nothing on Raw. Ilja Dragunov was NXT champion. He had legendary matches with Gunther. He's one of the best workers in the company. 7th question. Ilja Dragunov lost the NXT championship to which wrestler who later moved to the main roster? Name the wrestler. But on Raw, he has no storylines. He wrestles on main event. He's completely directionless. Creative has zero plans for him. This is the guy who should be feuding with Centimeter Punk or Gunther for championships. Instead, he's invisible. 3. Jade Cargill. At 3, we have Jade Cargill. Yes, she's WWE Women's Champion, but creative doesn't trust her. Jade is pushed as a star in presentation. She looks like $1 million. She has that it factor. But according to WrestleVotes and PW Insider, WWE limits her matches because of injury concerns. She has backstage heat over her work. Creative protects her by booking short matches. She's champion but doesn't feel dominant. 8th question. Jade Cargill will defend the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania 42, against which challenger? Name her opponent. Here's the problem: if creative doesn't trust Jade to have long matches, why is she champion? Either train her properly or don't put the belt on her. This half-measure booking helps nobody. 2. LA Knight. At 2, we have LA Knight, the most organically over babyface who keeps getting jerked around. LA Knight got over without creative's help. The fans chose him. Yeah, is one of the biggest chants in WWE. But creative put him in the chamber and had him slip on the ropes. Production failure. Gave him the Paul Heyman kidnapping angle. Good but no follow-up. Bad. Keeps him out of championship pictures. Uses him for comedy more than serious feuds. 9th question. LA Knight has used multiple ring names in WWE. What was his name during his original 2013 to 2014 run? Answer below. WWE had lightning in a bottle with LA Knight in 2023 to 2024, but they keep stopping his push. Either go all in or don't push him at all. This middle ground satisfies nobody. 1. Drew McIntyre. And at 1 we have Drew McIntyre, WWE champion, who's losing the belt before WrestleMania because creative panicked. Drew McIntyre is WWE champion. One of the best talkers in the company, an incredible worker, over as a heel. He should be defending at WrestleMania 42 against Randy Orton. But according to self-made sessions reported by Sportskeeda, WWE is changing plans. Drew will lose the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes on SmackDown before WrestleMania. Randy Orton will then face Cody at WrestleMania instead. Final question. If Drew McIntyre loses the WWE Championship before WrestleMania 42, his new opponent is rumored to be Jacob Thatcher, or which SmackDown authority figure? Name the person. Why this is 1. Drew has done everything right. He reinvented himself as a heel. He's had a great title reign. He's delivered in every segment. And creative is taking away his WrestleMania Championship defense because ticket sales are down. That's not Drew's fault. That's creative's fault for not building a compelling card. Punishing Drew for creative's failures is the perfect example of dumb creative holding back talent. Honorable mentions: Austin Theory, former US champion, lost in the Vision Shuffle. Trick Williams, NXT call-up with no direction. Bayley, former champion with no storyline. Finn Balor stuck in mid-card despite being former Universal champion. Conclusion: talent isn't enough. These 10 wrestlers prove that being talented in WWE means nothing if creative doesn't have plans for you. Chelsea Green could be a star but she's comedy. Dragon Lee got unmasked in a throwaway match. Carmelo Hayes is US champion wrestling on main event. Bianca Belair is forgotten despite being in her prime. Jacob Thatcher disappears 4 weeks. Liv Morgan is a comedy champion. Ilja Dragunov is invisible on Raw. Jade Cargill is champion but not trusted. LA Knight's push keeps starting and stopping. Drew McIntyre is losing his title before WrestleMania. WWE has the roster to be the best wrestling company in the world, but they can only book 3 to 4 people at a time. Everyone else they are stuck waiting for creative to remember they exist. Smash that like button if you think WWE is wasting talent. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for honest analysis. Drop your takes. Which wrestler on this list frustrates you most? Who did I miss? Let's debate. I'll catch you in the next one.